Hello again, everyone. Saka here, and welcome back to NASCAR Racing 2003 season, the 2019 mod with the 2020 car set, and we are back after a few week hiatus. Back in early 2020 when they made the schedule, these were originally supposed to be the 2 weeks off, as Chad Knaus planned to have his child during this time, because of course he did. So we are sticking with the old 2020 schedule as it came out last year, and Brandon is on the pole in that wreckingandracing.com podcast Toyota on the inside there of row 1. We're behind Matt Kenseth here in the 42. We have 20 laps at this D-shaped 2-mile oval, and we will have to pit. So do we split this race in half, 10 and 10? Do we take right sides? Do we take no tires? It will be interesting indeed, waiting for that green flag, and green flag is in the air. A good jump for Matt Kenseth, who looks to the middle line and then gets back on the low line. We're leaving Kevin Harvick behind us just a little bit. No, that was old Clint Boyer. Harvick is up there in second, and Brandon pacing the field early. 3 wide in front of us, 3 wide behind us, Johnson, Jones, and Bubba Wallace. Do we put this thing 4 wide? I don't believe I want to try that. We'll give Kenseth a push around the 34, try to push him past McDowell and stick right on that bottom if we can. 43 washes up just a bit, and Jimmy is giving us all we can handle, and we will clear off the corner, get out to that high lane behind Blaney, cutting, bobbing, and weaving, and his teammate Benedetto up there in front of Dylan and Kurt Busch as well, screaming 9,000 RPMs going down into the first turn. And Brandon has been reeled in by Kevin Harvick there for first and second. Looks like Chase Elliott in third. We touch the apron just a little bit, loose on the bottom of Austin Dillon as we power down. I believe we're 3 wide at this point. We can look under Ryan Blaney here, who is giving Cole Custer a little push, and Custer comes down, tries to chop our nose off a bit. We'll power through, and 3 to 4 wide here with Keselowski getting in behind Byron. Kyle Busch having a good run, as well as Logano and Hamlin. Truex up there as well, and Kevin Harvick right on the back bumper of Brandon going into turn number 1. Tyler Reddick up front here as well, continuing his good run, and Eric Almirola is a player as well. So the usual suspects up here inside the top 10, just trying to get power down off the corner. We'll get that pull off of Custer side by side. William Byron Keselowski out up top as well. Stenhouse tried to cut in on Logano, and we got really loose on the bottom entering turn 3, but we're 3 wide. Keselowski and Byron up there. We'll hug that white line as much as we can, get that drive off and the pull off of Stenhouse, and moving forward. So still screaming the engine, 9,000 RPMs going into the first turn. I believe corner entry is where we can get these guys as far as position is concerned, but they are equally fast down the straightaway, that is for sure. These drafts are huge, and it's really tough to break away from your competition for sure. Highline looks gathered up. Custer will go to the outside behind Stenhouse, and luckily Logano is down on the bottom giving us a pull. We'll get in line behind Stenhouse and drive down this front straightaway. In the top 10 still within shouting distance of one another. It is still close racing and screaming even faster down this straightaway into turn 1. Looks like Brandon is in third. Almirola going for the point under his Stewart-Haas teammate of Kevin Harvick. Brandon trying to hold off Chase Elliott up there, but we're making forward progress slowly and surely. We'll get the pull off Logano down to the inside, get him 3 wide going into turn 3. We'll see if we can outdrive Logano. We don't have enough room for a slide job, as Logano keeps it pinned right on our rear quarter panel, giving us everything we can handle. Kyle Busch rolls out to let Logano out to the wall. That was pretty wise early in this race, and we will finally clear Logano going into turn 1 just by the skin of the teeth here. And it looks like now we're single filing out here in this first pack, so passing will be easier if we can catch him. Brandon washes up the racetrack just a bit out of the line. That will allow Chase Elliott with push from Truex. Brandon down to the bottom to block. Hamlin follows him through to the inside. And we're going to roll this second groove here. Brandon blinks out of existence just for a bit, but gathers it back up. And we are stuck behind Reddick and Logano in tow, and we're starting to gap the cars behind us now. The single file is much faster than side by side for sure. But these guys 3 wide now. Brandon up top outside the JGR of Hamlin and Truex. Powers around the outside to get to the outside of Chase Elliott as well. And we're going to get a run under Hamlin. I don't think we're going to be able to get under Chase here, so we'll follow Chase down to the bottom here. Try not to wash up too much. We gave up a lot of speed. Reddick rolls out of the gas though, but still 3 wide with Hamlin and Truex. So I believe we were even 4 wide there just for a moment. Getting that pull off of Brandon right on that white line. We'll have to drift up just a little bit to get a better arc. We don't want to be right on that yellow line on corner entry or we'll wash up. Hamlin rolls way out of the gas and we'll settle in behind Chase Elliott. So a good run off of 2. Chase looks to the inside. Brandon a little slow on the outside. We're sort of pinned behind these 2. And Hamlin gets to our outside, but just a moment. We'll be able to roll that bottom and get out to the wall and carry that speed down the straightaway. And big pull off of Chase Elliott here. I think we can get to his inside if he leaves us a lane. There we go. Under Chase Elliott and trying to get Brandon as well. Hard charging into the corner, scraping the side skirt just a bit. Brandon is out there. And just barely cleared. Off the corner, a little loose on corner exit, so we move it into 3rd. Brandon in 4th. Eric Almirola will keep point. Kevin Harvick looking strong as always, but Eric Almirola does not have a win. A win would definitely solidify him in the top 16, even though I don't believe he is in danger of falling out of the top 16, even if he finished last in these next few races to end the regular season. So just going for bonus points is Eric Almirola, as well as Harvick. Good corner entry here. We're going to have to start thinking about pit stops and what we want to do. Tire wear isn't really that big of a thing so far. It's mainly just fuel that we need. So I'm thinking just right sides only for our stop. And I'm not sure what the AI are going to do. They're really tricksy when it comes to their pit strategy here at Michigan and California both. Sometimes they take no tires, sometimes they take rights. But carrying that speed down, getting that pull off of Harvick, we are leaving Brandon down the straightaway a bit. So it's a 3-car battle now. Brandon trying to hold that 4th place as best he can. And a good turn 1. The car is still feeling the freeness to get through the corner. And Harvick making the move under Almirola. The SHR cars side by side. We'll use that to gain a ton of time on these guys. We'll probably follow Almirola down the straightaway and Harvick in. But this is the halfway point of the race coming down to pit road speed. We're going to be, well, I'll be in the middle. Brandon will be in pit stall number 1. So 4,000 in 2nd gear here. Definitely do not want to speed here under green flag conditions, and we're on pit road, so even if the yellow were to come out now, we could get our service and get back without losing a lap. So right sides only. Let's fuel it up, boys. Let's go. Waiting on that fuel tear-off is gone. Down and away we go. We'll be looking to the left to see what Brandon's doing. His right sides are on. And he's not leaving yet. Oh, he's doing 4 tires. So a split strategy between myself and Brandon. That's going to gain us a lot of time on the track. If the yellow were to come out, though, he would be in an ideal position. And it looks like here comes Almirola and Harvick side by side fighting one amongst each other. So we've just gone 1 lap down, but there are the leaders. So if we can race back by these guys, we'll be back on the lead lap if the caution were to come out. There is no lucky dog that we can get in this situation. So we're going to have to drive as hard as we can and get back up in front of these guys just in case the yellow comes out before the pit sequence. Otherwise, we would be starting right in front of the leaders when they come down, and we would essentially be a lap down, but not really. So driving into turn 1, trying to get that pull off of Harvick and Almirola here, and we're going to give these guys the bottom in 3 and 4 because when they come down, they're a little bit reckless when they get on pit road. A good pull down the straightaway for sure. We're equally as fast as them on just rights. So feeling pretty good about that. I believe we can indeed get past them this time going into 1. As long as we get off the turn well and keep that pull going, we're going to be screaming into turn 1 right behind Harvick now. Getting that pull under Harvick. We'll see if we can get under Almirola and get a twofer here. Almirola sort of leaves that lane open but closes it right at the apex. We'll have to get him in turn 3, and it's going to be a little bit awkward trying to give him the bottom. Either that or we have to clear him solely and completely before he wants to get down to pit road. And we do just that. We'll be back on the lead lap this time. Now if they pit, we are good to go. We don't have to worry about them. We'll see if we can keep them behind us, though. That's going to be the big question mark as this race continues. It's got the look of a very green racetrack. We're not going to probably see a caution here now that everyone is really strung out. And a good series of corners there. And I don't think Almirola can really get a pull from us, and Harvick is making our life a whole lot easier going side by side. Almirola there, neither one can really get the power down, and neither one can get their ideal line. So we're going to gap them a ton here, and it looks like they are coming to pit road this time. Yes, indeed. So the leader's on pit road, and here are cars coming off of pit road from their service. All of these will be for position. So we'll get Stenhouse and Hamlin here. Next on the docket looks to be is that Chase Elliott. So that tells you about where we stand in the grand scheme of things when Chase Elliott is coming out right beside us for position here. So the leaders may not be taking tires at all. So really the time we gave up taking tires is the time we have to make back up. So we need this thing to either go yellow right now, so we have enough time to get back to them, or we need this thing to run completely green. Otherwise, we will not catch them. Ooh, side-by-side Custer and Johnson right there. But a late caution would definitely stick a fork in us, and we could not get the job done. I believe that's Harvick and Almirola right there in front of us. So we're running in third. There are the leaders. So you saw how much time we had on them when they came to pit road, and they leapfrog us about 6 to 7 seconds, so they look to be fuel only. So we're running in third now, respectable, but we need to go for broke if we want to try to win this thing. They do have a gap, and as long as they stay single file, we're going to have to work really hard. Luckily, no pressure from behind. Hopefully these right side tires are going to help us arc in the middle of the corner and get that power down the straightaways. I think that's where we're going to make up the most time. And once we start sniffing that draft, we will be really good to go. Cut it down, get that pull off Harvick down this long straightaway. And I believe we're going to be pulled in now. So maybe 1 to 2 laps is all we need to catch these guys and get around them. Really driving it in. Good arc, and Chase Elliott is completely gone from the mirror. Overdrove turn 1 and 2 a bit. That's going to hurt our overall straightaway speed. Hopefully we're still in the draft and can make that up, but a little bit costly mistake for us here. We'll definitely be on Harvick's rear bumper at the end of the straightaway, though. We are massively getting pulled now. Hard charge, and white flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go, and the leaders are right there, getting a massive tow off of Harvick. Let's see if we can get both of these guys in the corner. No, they're going to come down. So we'll get the power down as early as we can and get under Harvick and see if we can get under Almirola going into turn 3. So this is for the lead. We've got Harvick pinned up top. Almirola is going to come down. Power down. We're clear of Harvick. We can use everything we got. Get the pull off Almirola and get down to the bottom. Almirola moves to block, and I don't think we have enough time. I believe Eric Almirola just won his first race of the year. Let's go out to TV1, and indeed, we were in second. Eric Almirola takes the victory across the line by just that much. So coming off the corner, we had a massive run. Down to the apron we go, and we got up to his rear bumper, but could not complete the pass. So that's Almirola for the win. Us in second, Harvick in third. Fourth place, Chase Elliott. Fifth place, Kyle Busch. Sixth place, Tyler Reddick. Seventh place, Joey Logano. Eighth place, Kenseth. Ninth place, Johnson. And rounding out your top 10 is Denny Hamlin. And unfortunately, the 4 tires did not pan out for Brandon, who comes across the line in 14th place. I'm sure he's not too awful happy with that. But let's take a look at that start, as the start is always exciting here at Michigan. Essentially a 5-wide start, or at least it could be going down to the corner. And there we go, Custer 3 wide, the 34 of McDowell, the 12. I mean, this was a wreck just waiting to happen, and unfortunately, well, or fortunately for these drivers, it didn't. So everyone fought hard, good overall run, and congrats to Eric Almirola. So let's take a look at your standings after Michigan. Austin Dillon is still your cutoff driver, 14 points ahead of Kurt Busch. Keselowski 1 race back. Truex Jr. 1 race ahead. So the race is between Austin Dillon and Kurt Busch for the cutoff. And if there is a new winner in these last few races before the cutoff, that's going to essentially nail one of these guys completely out. But Almirola moves up to 4th with that win. I'm sitting at 9, Brandon's sitting at 8, and always fun to be back racing. So we'll be back next week. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Take care.